Welcome back, guys. Remember when we started the channel, we said we're creating moments for our clients, with our clients, and everybody else that interacts with Gorgeously Bold Boutique. I'm so excited to be joined by Dayo today. We're talking relocation. To some, it could be a very exciting opportunity. I mean, to explore the world, go live in a different country, and others not so. Today I'm speaking to one beautiful lady. Dayo is a sister to me and a very close friend of mine, and also you sell fabrics to us also. What do I call it? She's a fabric supplier. So she does many other things other than fabric supplying. She's also into automation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Guys, we're sitting with the very intelligent somebody right now. Stay tuned to hear more. So Dayo, you moved to South Africa. When was this again?
It was 2013 February.
2013 February.
Yes.
That's how many years? Like maths husband?
That should be like 8 years or thereabout. 7 to 8 years.
Yeah. And I mean, all the way from Nigeria to South Africa, these are two different countries. Luckily for me, I've been to Nigeria also. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah.
You've lived in Nigeria all your life. Now coming to South Africa, what informed your decision to move, and how did you decide on which country to move to?
Okay, my intention in life, like a personal goal, is to explore the world. That was where this whole thing started from.
Yeah.
So I was so fortunate that my brother actually moved into South Africa before me.
Yeah.
So he told us about South Africa. It was a beautiful place, he told us beautiful stories about South Africa. So I was very excited. And fortunately for me, my brother is into academics. So I said, okay, if I want to at least explore the world, I need to just go for my master's. Yeah. So that was what actually made me to move into South Africa. I actually had a plan of going to Europe. I think it was France and one other country like Finland also. So then the option was there, like, do you want to move to Europe or you want to go to South Africa? And I was like, okay, for me, let me just see where God is going to take me to. Let me just follow His will. Then fortunately for me, I was given admission to UCT, and that was it. Yeah.
And I suppose, from moving from Nigeria to South Africa, we're still in Africa. It probably felt like moving from home to home, right? Was it that much difference? Because I'm kind of like thinking, if you had moved to France, the adaptation and, But I guess, it really is not so much of a big deal. We just adapt as we go on, right? Do you also think that your move here was made easier by the fact that you had someone already here that you knew?
I would say yes, because when I came in, I could remember my brother met me at the airport. Although I thought he was going to follow me to Cape Town. Even the first time of leaving home.
Oh, where was your brother based? Here in Joburg or Cape Town?
Yes, in Joburg.
Oh my!
So he was already lecturing at University of Witwatersrand. Yeah. So I thought he was going to follow me.
So you were going to Cape Town all by yourself?
All by myself. First time of leaving my country.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I thought he was going to follow me. Yeah. So he came with his fiancée, then now his wife. Yeah. So when we came to meet me at the airport, I was like, okay. He actually told me a lot of things about South Africa, the culture, the food, and
we're going to talk about that also in a little while. Yeah. So
when I landed, I was like, so this place is beautiful. This place is different from what I was expecting. You've been in Nigeria and coming to South Africa, and maybe you might have the mindset that it's going to be like the same thing, but you see white, colored, Indian, different people from, and they're still claiming that the Africans. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. Yeah. So when I got here, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. Yeah. For me personally, I was not trying to cajole or trying to. I felt it like, yes, I think this place is meant for me. Yeah. So were
you ever homesick at any time while you were settling in?
Actually, sometimes, because I still have my mom in Nigeria, so I have my elder ones and also my friends. I grew up there, I spent a lot of
And now you're starting your life.
Now I'm starting on my life all over again, trying to build family, friends, colleagues. So it was, at first it was somehow, but one thing about life is that you can't be in a place forever.
Yeah.
So I knew that this time I just have to package myself and try to open up so that I can meet people, And I'm going to say that I'm been so fortunate to meet quite a lot of South Africans. Friends, colleages, some people that I can call midnight and cry and talk to them.
You need that. I guess you need that. Yeah.
It brought diversity into my own life to embrace other people's culture, to see their food and say, "Wow, this is delicious."
And the food is completely different. I mean, from
so
Nigeria to
different.
So what's your favorite South African kind of food?
I think I would go for Hosh.
I guess I'm putting on
for me personally, I don't really like. I have a favorite.
Yeah.
So let me say anything that is just delicious. I would go for it.
And Nigerian food, how often do you eat Nigerian food? Because I mean, there's a lot of Nigerian restaurants here, and I know a lot of people also cook from in their homes. How often do you have Nigerian food?
Let me say almost every day now. But okay, I was big, and I was on a big side before I actually come down to this.
Yeah.
So when I wanted to actually go into Banting, it was before I went into Banting, I was eating Nigerian food a lot. So I was just adding weight. I wasn't losing at all. So when I said, okay, it's time, then I decided, okay, it's time for me to lose weight. So I decided to go into Banting. So it was South African food that was actually available because I actually like the combination. Like you have your pasta, you have your salad, you have everything there. So at the same time, it means that you can actually maneuver and you actually keep in shape, So I had so many options. So that was how I began with South African journey food. And it has been very interesting.
So you said when you first arrived, when you met your brother here at the airport, and you're like, oh wow, like you seem white, Indians, whatnot. What about in Nigeria? I mean, and I speak from also my own experience. I don't actually remember seeing whites in Nigeria when we went. I don't ever remember. I don't also remember seeing Indians, I must say. But I mean, you having lived in Nigeria, they are there, right?
Yes.
But just not in
the larger population like we have it here in South Africa. So I think in that aspect, South Africa is very blessed with that. When you have the opportunity to dive, to meet different people of different colors. It's not as if you have to be intimidated with anybody's color. Even if you go to America or you go to the UK, you are still fine. You just see everybody as normal. Like, oh yeah, I work with a white guy, with an Indian guy, So even if you're trying to even relocate, you won't have this kind of feeling that, hey, I'm going to meet another set of people. You're still going to meet same people that you work with here in South Africa. And you go to the UK, you're still going to meet the same set of people. Right. So,
I'm a firm believer of like, God has given us the world. It's a gift to all of us, and I don't believe that one should stay in one country all their lives. I feel like, like the word that you use, which is absolutely correct, explore. I mean, the world is ours. We're supposed to explore it. I would also love to travel. I mean, I know that I don't want to die having lived only in one country. I mean, my husband and I one time we spoke about relocating to the UK because a lot of his family members are that side. And we also looked at Canada, we also looked at different countries. So recently we started looking into maybe Mexico, like, oh gosh, I don't know. But obviously it's not an immediate plan. It is something that we would like to do for ourselves, to live in another country. At least for me, rather, because he's from Nigeria also. I mean, he's got that experience of living in a different country. I would also love to explore and experience that. I think it's a really, really beautiful thing that we should do. I mean, the world is our gift, and it will be sad for people to not explore the world, to see different cultures, and to be open-minded. I guess the more you travel, you become extremely open-minded. But obviously, when you have never been outside of your country, not only outside of your country, outside of your own city, and that you don't know much about what happens around you, it's a very sad. I feel like it's sad, there's just so much to see and so many people to meet. I mean, the culture, the food, languages, different types of people, So, I mean, we spoke about the beauty of you seeing South Africa for the very first time, going to Cape Town rather,
Yeah.
and have you found and made friendships, people that you can call at even at whatever the time, people to be there for you. What have you experienced, and what are the worst challenges that you have experienced out of your relocation?
Okay, I think for me on my own side, because it's actually you meeting a South African for the first time, and they are speaking the language, and your mind will be like, God, I wish I could understand.
Yeah.
And you are just there like, I'm so sorry. Please, could you please interpret? I actually told myself, at least you must learn one word.
Have you learned anyone?
I actually did.
Which language?
Like,
we have
I think it was
Zulu. Yeah.
It's Unjani, your P, like, at least,
I guess Zulu is the most popular language in South Africa.
Yeah.
But even if you can't speak it, can you at least comprehend when people are speaking to you in the language?
I think I could actually pick one or two things.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people would just talk to me in Zulu or Pedi.
Are you able to tell the difference?
Yes, because I have a colleague that's from that side, from Northwest.
Yeah.
So if you are speaking Zulu, I will actually pick one or two things.
Yeah.
If you want me to do something for you.
Yeah.
Like now, you can just speak Zulu, I'll just be looking at you, but I actually know that, if she wants you to do something for her, then I'll just do it. So without you knowing that, and I don't really understand the whole thing, I think it's the language.
I think it happens. I mean, when you've lived with people long enough, you're able, even if you can't, articulate yourself in their language, but because you've lived with them long enough, you're able to sort of get what they're saying, right?
Yes.
It's one of those things. Like, for instance, you guys, I know you and my husband, most of the time you guys are speaking Pidgin. Well, I can't speak Pidgin, I can't even speak Yoruba, but he's Yoruba. I can't speak any of the language, but I can understand, So when you've lived with people long enough, it becomes a lot easier. Yes, right?
True.
And then the other thing, guys, remember that I said that she is in automation engineering. Academic, right? Yeah. So I don't want to assume that it was easy for you to get a job because you've studied here. What has the job hunting experience been like for you when you completed your qualification?
To be honest, actually very challenging, because now you're competing with the South Africans, and I always say this, that for you to actually make yourself, if you want to be relevant wherever you are, you have to be able to do, you must have something that you want to actually add to the organization you want to join. So in that aspect, it's very challenging. Because you have guys, South Africans are doing so well, so are very brilliant, that you can even learn from that out there. But it just, to me, I'll always have this positive mind that wherever you are, since you are, the Bible says, I'm a Christian, I have to quote it, that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. It means that everything on earth actually belongs to God. So if God actually wants me to get something from here, it means He's going to find a way of giving me something. That is actually the way I've been operating in South Africa. Yeah. And that is actually helping me a lot. So in terms of that, it's very challenging. And you don't want to be in a situation whereby you're saying you're trying to get a South African place. You don't want to be in that situation. But you just want to convince your employer that I can also contribute, even though I'm not a South African. I'm just a Nigerian, not even a Nigerian. I'm just a young girl. I just want a young black girl. I just want to be successful in life.
Were you ever at any point in your any employment? We don't even have to name the companies. Have you ever experienced discrimination, perhaps because you're from Nigeria?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced that? I mean, I know from the reason I'm asking, I mean, a lot of us black people, one way or the other, would have experienced discrimination based on the skin color, whites versus blacks. I think that's a South African story, but in terms of us being blacks from different countries, have you ever experienced in your workplace, any type of discrimination based on where you come from?
To be honest, no. No. And not even
beautiful.
Beautiful. No. Beautiful. Like I said, I have friends that actually, most of my friends, I actually met them. I met some my previous place of work and where I'm currently working now. So in fact, most of the time they always want to talk to me about Nigeria because most of them do watch Nigerian movies. They were like, Dayo, we saw this as sometimes I have to explain the culture, our home culture, and also they also have to explain their home culture to me. So I have never, to be honest, I have never.
In your view, Dayo, what do you think is like? What are the big differences between South Africa and Nigeria? I think things that stand out for you.
For me, the difference, I'm only going to say the language and the culture.
Okay.
Because we always have the same way of thinking. Like if you sit down with let's say, Nigerian and the South African, and you sit down and have a conversation, you just realize that you guys are actually speaking the same thing.
100%.
Same mindset. Nothing. The only thing is that I am speaking Yoruba, my native language is Yoruba, and yours maybe could be Zulu or could be Xhosa or something. That is just a different thing. That is the way I see it. And it has always been like that. Because the struggles are just the same.
The struggles are just the same. Also.
Same, also.
Really and truly. I mean, there's. I also think that. I mean, I remember when I first went to Nigeria. Yes, I was excited about going to Nigeria for the very first time, and there was also another part in my brain like, okay, I want to actively look out for the differences, you know. And I really couldn't. Like you just said, the things that are just different. Perhaps it's also the food.
Yeah.
You know. But everything else is, you know, it's not so much of a difference. So, and I know you have a. How old is your son?
My son is 5 years.
He was born here in South Africa.
Yes.
How do you? And he's a beautiful baby. He is such a beautiful baby. Has he been to Nigeria?
No.
He hasn't.
No.
How are you going to ensure that your child knows his roots, where mommy comes from?
Okay.
Is it something that is important to you, or?
I think it's important because you mustn't forget our roots, you know, because anything could happen in the future. Anything could happen that maybe they might need him in the country to actually contribute to the economy or anything in Nigeria. So one thing is that on my own side, I think it's the language. Although I don't really speak Yoruba to him all the time.
What language do you speak to him?
English.
Does he know any South African languages?
No. No. But I wish he could. I'm serious. I think I want him to.
I'm sure you will when you grow up.
I'm sure. I think I really want him to.
Yeah.
He should learn Yoruba, know how to speak Yoruba. If he wants to go for Zulu, he should learn Zulu. You know, if he wants to learn French, let him go for it. We mustn't be fixed. You know? We must be able to learn and
we must adapt. And I think that is the wonderful gift that we can give our children. Adapt, be flexible. You know, one of the saddest experiences, one of the saddest things that I've seen in the past years, almost on a yearly basis, we have xenophobic attacks in South Africa. I'm not really sure where those stem from, you know, but I think for me what saddens my heart is it's black on black, you know. I mean, I have a lot of white friends that are not from South Africa. You know, we have a lot of friends from different countries. I've never heard of any other race but blacks attacking, you know, their own, you know. And what we hear, it's not that I'm undermining them, but I'm sort of like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Where people are saying, you know, black foreigners are stealing our jobs. Some of them go as far as saying they are stealing our women. It's very, very confusing, but I just feel like people are angry, you know, people are, and obviously given the economic state of the country, yes, I don't want to say that I blame them 100%, but I feel like, for me, the question is, where does this stem from? You know, they just don't make sense. Hate for me can never ever make sense, regardless, you know. I feel like there is different ways of if there's differences, find a way to resolve, you know, the differences. But the violence route, black on black, it just, I don't know, it's just a very sad case for me. Have you, what has that ever affected you in any way? All this, the recent, I think they're on a yearly basis, not even just the recent, you know.
I think, to be honest, it's actually it's a very sad situation and very. It's very actually a tough thing and a very sensitive thing to discuss because actually the last one that happened was actually, it was very hard on me. It was very hard on me. And there is one thing that I always like to tell my friends and just put around me is that, fine, you might see me as a foreigner, but we can do more. I can also be your sister, and I can also be your brother. You know, I don't want to be in a situation where I have to take care, maybe take you out of your job and render you useless. I don't think I have that kind of mind. You know, I'm just a young girl. I just want to be successful in life, and that was what actually brought me to South Africa. You know, I'm not here to compete with anybody, you know, because life is not all about competition. We are here to just lift each other's up, you know. Sometimes we need my help, even as a South African. Sometimes even as a Nigerian, I will need your help too. Yeah. Because, for example, now if you want to go to Nigeria, and I have a South African best friend that says, oh, Dai, I want to go to Nigeria, I'll be glad to take you home, to show you around. Yeah. Even if you decide to work, stay in Nigeria, I'm very sure those employers in Nigeria, they will employ you far before they even the employees in Nigeria. That's the way actually we operate in Nigeria. So, the last one that happened actually was a very challenging moment for me and my siblings. We were like, what is happening, God, that this is actually getting on us. And I always I really want to use this opportunity to actually send this message across the South African that most Nigerians that are here, we're just here to just work hard and be somebody in life, not to compete with anybody, you know. And just see us as your brother and your sister. We're just here to just enjoy life together. That's the way.
And you know what the truth about this is, it's actually a small number of people that that are what's the word in English, involved in this text. But because it's such a bad act, evil act, it's louder than the peace. You know.
Yes.
You know, because for us, we've always seen it on social media, on TV. And we've never really experienced it like one-on-one, or you know. So it's and I firmly believe that the loudest what is the word, the English word, guys? You know, like the bad things get more publicized than you know. And because I know that a lot of South Africans are accommodating, are welcoming, are loving, and you know, it's just a small number of people that use xenophobic attacks as an excuse for their you know, criminal acts and you know. So it's just it's a very sad situation. I think we can do better. You know, we can do better as Africans, and we can always find better ways of addressing our differences. You know, but violence for me, it just doesn't work. And then Dayo, you know, we've always had that, especially in the last year, people lost their jobs and everything else. Have more than one source of income. You know, you being in engineering, now you also sell fabrics. Girl is on the move. You know, what inspired you to start selling fabrics? What informed the decision?
Okay, it was actually two things though. Yeah. I have this, you know, when you have this silent thing for fashion. Yeah. You know. I've been trying to look into what kind of business I can actually do, at least to just have the source of income. I was like, okay, what can I actually do? Yeah. I know it's something that I've been actually pondering on for a very long time. Yeah. Then I was just sitting in front of my computer. That's people thing. I think it was in 2017. Then the thing just came to my mind. Why don't you go into fabric? Because my mother was actually into that business in Nigeria. And I said, okay. And I ran to one of my South African friends. She was the receptionist then. I said, Nozuko, do you think you will buy a fabric from me if I could do that?
Like, yes, of course.
She said, Dayo, bring them. I have friends. I said, really? Then I went to another one. I said, baby, will you buy from me? Dayo, just bring them. I was like, okay. Then I brought 10.
That's how you tested the market.
That was how I tested the market. I brought 10. within 2 to 3 days, it was like,
Yeah.
it's finished. I was like, God, I think this is looking sweet. So then I started since 2017. And here I am now.
I mean, you sell, guys, I must tell you, she sells some of the most beautiful fabrics ever. I mean, we've been complimented so many times about the choice of fabrics that that we use for our clothes. This is the lady. I mean, her fabrics are beautiful, they're unique. You see on the screen, this is the page where she sells her fabrics and her contact details also. Please contact her, reach out for her. She's absolutely amazing, extremely supportive. But let me tell you something about her fabrics. There is, like, you can't stop yourself. Like, like you can't. Even if you say, okay, my budget is this, I'm telling you, you're going to always exceed your budget because she has the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Dayo, so last question.
Okay.
Girl, because you like to explore the world.
Yes.
You're yourself.
Yes.
So, is South Africa your final destination?
How? That would be question. I would love to, because I'm a single mother, and I'm praying and hoping that I'll get married soon.
Amen.
So, if my husband says, oh, Dayo, my future husband says, Dayo, I think I like it here in South Africa, then so be it. Because this is home for me. I have friends already. My son is already like, this is South Africa, this is Major. He can even tell you, like, oh, Mommy, we are going to Woodman. That is so it's it's very fine here. But if my mother says, Dayo, I think I want to explore another country, I'll definitely.
Why not? Never limit
You're
yourself.
married.
You just said something very interesting though. You said you're single. Are you single and available or single but not available?
I'm single and not available.
Okay. I was just about to open the doors for you, not available. Okay. You heard her. Guys, thank you so much. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much,
guys, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. We're very, very excited about the moments that we create. If you've enjoyed this chat with Dayo, please remember to like, please remember to share, please remember hit that bell, and please comment on the comment section below. We really want to interact with you. And yes, I'm truly grateful for those that are interacting privately, sending WhatsApp messages and whatnot. Thank you so much for those. Remember, subscribe, guys. Thank you so much.